Hello, everybody. Let's just make sure everything's working before we move forward. If you can hear me, let me know in the chat box. That would be awesome. I see some people here. Hey, Meredith. Meredith says, hello. Hello, Margarita says hello. Hello, Margarita. Hello, everybody. All right. Let's just make sure everything's working. I'm hearing myself in the background. I'm going to mute that. Okay, excellent. If you can hear me, please say hello and let me know where you're tuning in from. Who else is here? Let me just hide some of these. I'm using a new app, super nervous about it because you never know when things are going to go astray. So who else is here? Lala Y says hello. Hello, Lala. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. Who else is here? Esther is here. Janie, thanks for coming. Hello, Janie. Welcome. Charles is here. Awesome. Hello, Charles. Thanks for coming. Hey, Casey. Oh, Meredith, you rock. That's awesome. Yes, she does rock. All right, we've got Learning with Lau as well. Thanks for coming. We've got a few people that are going to kind of chime in on some of their thoughts and just their experience with VIPKid, what they're thinking about with this whole new pay thing that just came into play. And so I just wanted to open up the conversation to folks that were interested in venting or just talking about it. Now, I've got Teacher Casey's statement up here. I can't get rid of it. There we go. Okay. Sound is great. Thank you so much. Yeah, great. Cindy's here. So Cindy's coming in from Texas. Hey, Cindy. And I've got, who else is here? Stephanie from Tennessee. Awesome. So I'm in Malaysia, which is south of China, and we're 10 p.m. at the moment here. So looking forward to chatting with folks here. Let me just see if there's anyone else. VIPKid Health, Micah, awesome. Yeah, I see you waiting down below there. So when we get to the chit chat portion, some people are gonna just jump in, and I've got, as I said, 5 or 6 folks that are going to just weigh in on their opinions and talk about how they're feeling. I think there's a lot of mixed emotions right now going on with the whole new pay. Some people are like, I'm getting a pay raise. Some people are like, no, I'm getting a pay cut. This sucks. I'm out. Some people are saying, you know, this is just completely unfair and just not right of what, you know, considering the circumstances that we're all going through in the world. And so I totally get where everyone's coming from. And I think it's just so important to be compassionate to everybody and to just be good listening ears for folks that are having a hard time with this. Great. If you have not said where you're coming from, please let me know in the chat. We've got 30 people here. That's amazing. If you wouldn't mind, please give this video a like and share it. If you know anyone that's affected by this or maybe wants to weigh in, I'd love to feature your comments. This is the cool thing about StreamYard. I can feature comments and put you into the chat. And so, hey, there's no limits. Just don't swear. You can definitely say whatever you like and give me your opinions about it. Let me know, how is it affecting you? Is it affecting you? Are you leaving VIPKid? What are you doing about this? And you know, what are your sort of thoughts? I kind of was browsing Facebook today and just thought I would pull up some comments that I've seen being tossed around the groups, mainly in the education group. So let's just take a look at some of those. And while we're kind of waiting for people to jump on, hopefully these will be interesting, amusing, frightening, and yeah, anyway, we'll just jump in and I'll do some reading here. So VIPKid, this person says, VIPKid is as good as any other company out there, no better nor worse. Their golden age has ended. They are dealing with reality now. For those of us who got in during the golden age, what great memories. Now it's just a regular company with regular problems, a typical adult. It's hard to transition to that stage, like an adult having to adjust his or her dream to the realities in life. So we vent as we adapt, but we will adapt. Stay, go, work harder, work less, do whatever you need to do to adapt and find peace. Just my thoughts. Best wishes. This is a long one, but kind of a good thought. I've foregone family events and vacations to teach. And this is just, they're going through like all the things that sacrifices that they've given to the company. They've got 90 slots a week open. I'm lucky to get 30 booked now in the midst of struggling to make the same I was making before COVID. You tell me that I will receive less pay. Never, never have I heard of a company reducing pay for long-time employees. It's ridiculous. I taught 102 classes this month. Under the new pay system, I would receive $41 less for the same amount of classes. You should be ashamed of yourselves. We are not mindless robots that mechanically read a script and move to the next slide. We pour our hearts into our classes, each and every one. We bond with our students. We think about them outside of the classroom. We try to personalize experiences for them. We love them. I wish I could say you do the same for us. Business be damned. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Interesting. This is actually from someone who does a lot of recruiting, who's decided not to recruit at all for VIPKid. I've been a teacher with VIPKid for 3.5 years and helped over 100 fellow teachers join me. Unfortunately, yesterday, VIPKid announced a new tiered program that cuts the pay of nearly 95% of its teachers. I can no longer endorse a company I'm thoroughly disappointed in. You can read, can't read what the rest there says, but interesting. You know, people that are recruiting, no longer recruiting, and super upset about this. Since our pay is being reduced, I think we should stop working for free with prep time and feedback. Maybe it's time to make our feedback short and simple with zero prep, since we're not getting paid for that. I mean, my thoughts on that is, like, you still give your heart and soul to the students. I think that I will still do a great job regardless of what the company's doing. Just throwing this out there, but I'm a B&M teacher, and our state said that it's very likely we will get a salary cut. Yep, happening all over the place. We all thought this couldn't happen again, like in the recession, but it's happening. Sadly, this is our reality in many jobs. Many people don't even have a job anymore. They also may be cutting staff numbers in my state. I'm counting blessings where I can. So you can see there's like really wide ends of the spectrum on people's opinions on this. Let it be known that as VIPKid cuts teachers' pay, they are raising the price of these classes for students. Hear their voice and let yours be heard. Screenshot this and reshare it in case they take this down. Enough is enough. I didn't spend 3 years busting my butt for this company and building the relationships that I have with my regular students, only to be so undervalued and treated like I'm worthless and irreplaceable. Enough unfair and shady policies. Who agrees, who disagrees with that? VIPKid, I was already unhappy with how difficult it is to get a raise so small that it won't make up for inflation. Now you're paying people less who have been working for you for years. The reason VIPKid is the #1 online ESL platform is because you kept your teachers happy. You could have just taken the hit that Corona put on everyone, but instead you're making the teachers do it. Bad move, VIPKid. Is anyone considering quitting or switching to a different company? Let us know. Where are you working? What are you planning on doing? Are you quitting? Are you going to stay? Is morale affecting your teaching? How are you overcoming this feeling of demoralization? Almost everyone's getting a significant incentive pay cut. However, I have 2 questions. Would you rather take an incentive pay cut or have VIPKid go under? Yes, I know there's tons of variables. Simple yes or no will suffice. Most teachers ask for veteran teachers to be paid more than new teachers. Teachers asked for those who teach hundreds of classes a month to be paid more than teachers who only teach 15 to 20. Teachers asked for apples to not affect our ability to make more money. Many of these changes we asked for, and VIPKid listened. Not in the way we wanted, but they listened. Pay cuts suck, but the pay structure is one many teachers have been asking about for a while. Come at me if you want, I can take it. It's pouring rain and I need some evening entertainment. Do I like to make less money for the same work? Of course not. Do I think that it's important that VIPKid manages costs so that they are able to, stay in business? Of course I do. I prefer to make a few cents less an hour, not trade virtual currency for real money and buy my own sweatshirt so that the company that I'm contracted with can stay in business. And the best part is that if you don't agree with me and you feel devalued and angry, then you have the option to not sign a new contract. It works for everybody. We need a Zoom meeting. Will Zoom hold 100,000 teachers? Let's try. Interesting. So we are penalized monetarily if we need to take any time off. So much for mental health days, vacation, and being sick. Yep. What do you guys think about that? Putting an idea out there will probably get mixed results. Who would be interested in not teaching on June 20th as a show of our worth as teachers? I have seen that tossed around in a couple of groups, that there's kind of a petition going on or some kind of a decision to not teach on that day. More on that in a minute. The kids are still wonderful. Teaching from home is still wonderful. That has not changed. In actuality, that which has changed is the incentive program. Everyone's pay remains the same. VIPKid has adjusted our incentive benefits that we've enjoyed as a luxury for years. But please remember, most American companies don't usually give benefits to part-time workers. And it just goes on and on and on. I've got way too many here to read all of them. Are we allowed to put VIPKid teachers are getting a pay cut at the end of our feedback? I don't know about that. Personally, I wouldn't do that. I still feel like we need to be professionals in this job, and some of the things that are being tossed around borderline on unprofessionalism, but I understand where people are coming from. Let's just see what's going on in the chat here. 1217 Wicked says, I hope a lot of teachers get upset and leave. I'll take care of your bows as I'm saving for a house. Okay. Let's get this one up here. Esther says, I was already working on onboarding with iTutor Group. We'll see how that goes, but I doubt I will leave VIPKid completely. I love my kids there. Yes, I love my kids. I love my students as well. And I'll get on to my quick stance on it and what I'm doing in a minute. Dana says, I've signed my 3rd contract. Hey, Dana. Dana was actually one of my referrals. Excellent teacher. Let's see what else people are saying here. Sorry, I can't get to everyone's. LC says, yep, brick and mortar and VIPKid. I just didn't open bookings this week because I'm burnt out. Colleen says, my 4th contract comes up on August the 1st. I'm pissed. I totally get it. Bianca says, they should have just done an outshoot model and let us set our price. At least it would be fair. Interesting model. What does Kelly say? Hey, Kelly, Teacher Kelly tag, great channel. She reads the VIPKid and GoGoKid weekly reports if you want to go over there and subscribe. They implement all of this 1 month before I was up for the raise. Yeah, okay, I want to tackle the raise question in a minute as well. I'm going to read about 6 questions that I got from Instagram and Facebook. Bianca, interesting. This is the start of a corona recession and it's only getting worse. Can I just suggest everyone take a breath, breathe, and wait, says Ginny on Facebook. And Steve says, so what I get from this new pay structure is that VIPKid does not care about the veteran teachers who built this massive empire for them. Duly noted, VIPKid. Let your true colors shine. All right, I'm going to bring this down. Okay, what are you guys saying in the chat here? I mean, literally, there are perspectives from every end, and I just ask everyone just be respectful, even on Facebook and even in the chat here as well. Like, everyone has their own struggles, their own issues with this, their own opinions on this, and it's just really important that we're compassionate to everybody. But if you think about it, these are bonuses, says Learning with Lau, so the bonuses are being cut, not your base pay. Right, so our base pay is not being cut, it's the incentives. But a lot of the teachers that, I think you're a new teacher, right? We were just chatting. I think the anger that a lot of teachers are feeling is because of the years and the time that they've put into this company. And, you know, to be given this is like a real smack in the face for a lot of people. Are they within their right to? Absolutely. They're totally within their right to. It's just upsetting and frustrating. And so that's why I wanted to have this. Thank you so much for joining. I can't believe how many people are here. 56, I think I see. So please give this video a thumbs up, and I really want your comments. If I don't highlight it, just give it to me again, and I will try to get it on there. So this is such a cool program. It's StreamYard. So if you do YouTube live, this is kind of cool. You can, with the free version, you can highlight people's comments and bring in guests to chat. So we've got a few guests, and I see Melissa is down there, and Micah, and as well, I see Caroline, I think. So in a few minutes, I'll bring them up one at a one, and we'll just one at a time, and we'll have a quick chat to just kind of get their perspective on it. On, you know, is it affecting them? Do they care? So for me personally, it is not, I'm just gonna try to get down Cindy's comment, so she doesn't feel like she's on show there. There you go, Cindy. Welcome everybody, thank you so much for coming. Yeah, so for me personally, I've been a teacher with VIPKid since January of 2018, so I'm on my 5th contract. I have never gotten a pay raise with them. Many of you know that I teach short notice, and I talk about that in several of my YouTube videos. I've been able to build that up over a long time. It's not something that, you know, happened overnight for me. So I do get that extra $2 per class. But when I did the numbers, I teach 140 classes a month, generally between 140 and 160, on the low end 140, so average about 150 usually. And for me, it looks like it's going to be like about a $40 difference. I mean, you could say that's just 40 bucks, but for me, it's not really about, you know, losing 40 bucks. I could make that up in 3 or 4 more classes. For me, it's just the message that it sends, and I think it's concerning. Cindy says, that's okay. I love it. I can be highlighted. Ha ha ha. If you're interested in teaching with an iPad and you're kind of wondering how that works, Cindy has an amazing group called, I don't know what it's called actually, VIPKid for iPadders or iPad Facebook group. Cindy, you can put that in there and highlight your Facebook group. It's awesome. Who else is here? Okay, 1217 Wicked says wait, I just lost it. So many comments. This is awesome. Okay, I had a question about short notice here. Yeah, short notice is not disappearing as far as I know. Can you just let me know if it's streaming okay and if the sound is okay? Please let me know in the chat box if that's okay, because I'm getting a little bit glitchy here and I'm getting a bit worried. Yeah, Kristen's here, awesome. So I wanted to tackle a few questions that I saw just related to the actual payment structure. I'm not going to go into how it works or anything like that. We have seen enough of that, and I think it's pretty straightforward. There's a great calculator that I've linked in my video on it. If you search VIPKid Incentive Pay on YouTube, you'll see Stephanie Rivera's calculator, and you can put that in there and definitely get exactly what you're going to make with the bonuses. So I won't go over all those things. But here were just a few questions that I thought would be noteworthy of bringing up before we get into the panel. All right. So the first one is, what about the raises? Okay. So what VIPKid says about the raises is that, wait a second, I'm trying to find it here. Okay, after I sign my contract with the new service fee structure, can I still get a raise? So teachers under the new service structure are not going to be eligible for a base pay adjustment, okay? But if you would have qualified for a base pay increase under the previous rate adjustment policy, so that would be veteran teachers or previous to December 2019, you will still be eligible to receive a final base payment adjustment in your next contract renewal. Eligible teachers include those who meet all the criteria outlined in the policy and who are approaching their 3rd, 5th, 7th, or 9th contract in the next renewal. Okay, the other question was about, the other question was about when this goes into effect. So this goes into effect August the 1st. And if that doesn't mean that all teachers are going to have this, I got to plug in or I'm going to lose my charge here. That doesn't mean that all teachers are going to have the new structure come in August the 1st. It comes in August the 1st, and then after that, whenever you sign your contract, it looks like that's when it's going to come into play. Okay, hello, Katie says, all good on my end. Great. Okay, another question is, short notice, we answered that one. Where can I find my lifetime number of classes? So there's the My VIPKid under your portal on the browser, or in your account, you can click on, I think it's Insights, and that will give you your total. Although they do say that it's maybe a little bit delayed to get the exact number, but if you're wondering like what tier you're on, that's kind of where it will be. So, okay, Tracy's got a comment here. So Tracy says, I just received confirmation from a support ticket that $2 short notice is still in effect. Yes, the short notice is still in effect. ESL teacher Elizabeth says, don't make them the victim. Right, okay, so that's, I mean, as I said, we've got lots of opinions, and I thought we would start, so I've got 5 folks who have been so awesome to come and just chat about it, so we're gonna ask them a few questions, and I'm just looking down, who's ready to go? Melissa or Micah? Okay, awesome. All right, let's bring up Micah to start. Hey, Micah.
Hey, Tim. Morning.
Hey, morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, it's starting to get a little bit laggy on my end, so I'm hoping that it doesn't fall to pieces here. Yeah, so you are VIPKid Health. Let us know just a quick little bio about you and how long you've been with VIPKid. And I watched a video you did yesterday, so interested to hear your thoughts about it all.
Yeah, so I've been with the company for 2 years now, so about to sign my fifth contract. So pretty excited about that. Now, and of course, I've been running this VIP Kid Health with the idea that I wanted to kind of, I guess, represent the teachers in a lot of ways from their health concerns, things that people really don't maybe think about with working these hours. I think we've come a long way with educating people in that way. But of course, I've always really liked VIP Kids. Still do go to Journey, enjoy the journeys and meeting, the CEO and everybody. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm at on this.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on, like, is it affecting you? How do you feel about it? I know you've got opinions.
Well, honestly, I'm kind of one of these people that not me personally. I'm kind of one of these people that I do a lot of this work just for fun. That it for me, it's I get paid, of course, which is great, but it's a fun job for me. I enjoy working with the children. I really enjoy the community. You and everybody else out there. It's just been a really fun ride, but at the same time, I'm looking at all these people that are seeing a pay cut, which I think is going to be most people are going to see a pay cut. Even a lot of full timers that I think believe they will
Yeah.
benefit from this are going to suddenly find it harder and harder to get to hit those numbers, as we're seeing right now as they're bringing more and more teachers in. So certainly I feel for that. I think my
Yeah.
main beef with the whole thing is the way they tried to sell it.
Hmm.
You
Okay.
know, so there
Like, with
there's
the positive stance and the angle of yeah, I agree with you, Mike. And I think that, like, that letter that went out, I mean, you can pick it apart and say, for crying out loud, I mean, there's so much in there that doesn't really connect with what actually is happening. I can't think of specific examples, but I read it going, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, this is not what teachers asked for, and this is not benefiting teachers.
right.
It was kind of an angle that I felt was, yeah, handled a bit strangely, but I agree with you. I think that it is a pay cut for most teachers. Maybe those teachers on the upper end feel a little bit different about it, but who knows down the line if those classes are going to be, I don't know, are going to be there for them. I have to wait and see. What about you personally? Like, does this affect you as a pay cut, or what are you kind of doing to move forward? What
Uh,
kind of actions are you taking?
well, it will definitely. I mean, I'll definitely get a pay cut. I definitely will not be making the same amount of money as I was before. So, but I never taught a whole lot of classes anyway. So, what that pay cut is going to be. Honestly, I haven't really gotten into crunching the numbers
Yeah.
to see exactly what it'll be, but it'll be a pay cut because I teach about 100 classes a month. So, that's kind of where I am,
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
work on the
And talk about
evenings.
from a talk
Talk
about
about
from a health point of view, what you think this is going to do for teachers in terms of, okay, so you've got this carrot at the end of the rope there of wanting to, like, for me, I got to teach another 30 classes every month to get what I was getting before, if I'm going to go for dollar, right? What's the impact of that, do you think, on, like, the health of teachers? Just because I know you come from that perspective and talk a lot about that.
Yes, and that's the thing is, of course, to work the kind of hours that we do is pretty hard on the body. It's going to take its toll on people, and that you're going to sacrifice your health a little bit. And what I've always noticed is this trend with teachers is, for one thing, teachers tend to be people pleasers. They tend to you know
Hmm.
want to they want to get that carrot, and so they're going to push themselves even harder to make
Yeah.
that money that they want. And then of course the other, they're going to want to hit their goals, and a lot of these teachers are goal driven, and they're going to do what it takes to hit that goal. And in retrospect, you have teachers that have worked their tails off in hopes of getting this raise, and they might be on an even contract or whatever right now, and they you know, they're not even going to be able to get it
Yeah.
at this point, and they've already sacrificed family time, a little bit of their health in hopes of getting a base pay raise. And if they're on the wrong contract right now, they're just not even going to be in the running for it.
Right. Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And I worry also about just what teachers are going to try to do to continue to make those bottom dollars. You know, you have to think about not the bottom dollar, but to make those break even amounts, you have to go back and think about why you got into this job and what it was about for you and what it was going to create in your life. And, you know, if you start chasing those numbers and chasing those amount of classes just to kind of hit those numbers, I mean, that's not a healthy angle to come at it with as well, right? So, yeah.
And I would advise people watching to really think about that, because, and I don't want to mitigate the impact, the financial impact, but a lot of times it's not as huge of a financial impact as you might think. And I don't want to mitigate it. $50 a month is, you know, I know that can pay a bill, but I think you need to decide, is it worth, you know, losing
Right.
more sleep for $50? It might not be for a lot of people. So
Yeah, I agree with you. Micah, thank you. Awesome
thank you,
thoughts
Tim.
as always. I'm going to bring you down. I want to get more thoughts. So yeah, cool. Thanks so much, brother. Have a good day. I'm going to just see if I can figure out how to remove you here. All right, take care. All right, Melissa, can I bring you up?
Hello,
Hey,
hello.
Melissa.
Hello.
Hello. Good
Hello,
to meet
hello.
you. Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. Okay. Good to meet you. I've seen you in the groups before, and Melissa is, let me see if I can get this right. If I looked on your Facebook, a mentor and community volunteer, a VIPKid teacher, online coach. Do you do anything? Tell us what you do with VIPKid.
Yeah. So the online coach team, we do the mock prep courses, helping applicants get ready for the mock class. So they sign up to come to our class before they take their mock class, or sometimes if they're taking more than one, they'll come in the middle. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of the builders programs with VIPKid. And then I've been with VIPKid for 3 years. So I teach classes, and I am an online coach and a mentor.
Yeah.
So I help people get hired, get started with VIPKid.
Yeah, and when you messaged me on Facebook, I thought, yes, your angle is really interesting because, you know, you've seen the company grow. You've been with VIPKid for a while. You might kind of be coming at it from the builder's perspective in terms of having some insight maybe, I don't know, or just being someone who's worked on some projects and some secondary positions. So that's cool. Yeah, how does this affect you? I don't know where to start. I don't really have prescribed questions, but if you just want to tell me your thoughts.
So when I first started, maybe a year and a half in, I taught 215 classes a month. So at this point, you know, if you teach that many, you're going to break even, right? You're not a huge pay raise, but you're going to make pretty much the same amount of money. But once I started getting these secondary positions, I stopped teaching so much, and it's because we have to be available so much during the day. Like the coaching sessions are all during the day. The workshops for the workshop mentors, they're during the day, mock classes, you know. So you have to have more availability sort of all throughout the day, right? And I couldn't get up at, say, 3:30 a.m. every morning and then, you know, be a mom. I'm a homeschool mom, and I'm also, you know, holding these other sessions with VIPKid and like pretty much be worth anything. So I just didn't teach as much. You know, now I start teaching about 6:30 or 7, depending on, you know, the day and when I'm scheduled to do other things. And I've, you know, not talked to everybody in the builders program, but those who I have talked to, the reason we're frustrated is that those hours don't count. No, incentive pay was never part of it. You never get incentive pay for, say, mock classes or coaching sessions or workshops, but it's still hours. It's time that you put into it. And so before, what that affected was our raise, right? They weren't MC classes. They weren't supplementary classes. So if you didn't teach enough classes, you weren't eligible for that next raise. Well, now what that's going to affect is our tier, right? those
Mhm.
hours, that time that we're putting into VIPKid, training teachers, onboarding teachers for the company are not going to count towards what tier we're on to even determine our pay for the MC classes. So
Right.
it's very frustrating. And there's a lot of I mean, there's many. Let me just say it that way. There are many builders who are still on their original base pay rate, right? They're still
Right.
making what they made when they were hired 2.5, 3 years ago with VIPKid or
Yeah.
longer. And so it's just frustrating because
Yeah.
you know, now we're all pretty much stuck there.
Yeah.
And we kind of feel like the other time that we're putting into the company throughout the day, I would say I typically work, you know, maybe 4 hours during the day
Okay.
VIPKid, other than the classes that I'm teaching in the morning.
On top of teaching, right?
And so that doesn't work or doesn't count towards,
Yeah.
it's just not valued towards anything in this new incentive program,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
just a little frustrating
Yeah.
for all of us.
Super disappointing because you're still working for the company, and unfortunately, you know, you've been highlighted as someone who's experienced and, you know, providing value and doing all these great things in the builders program, but we're going to say to you, well, those don't count towards
The time doesn't matter, right?
the time. Right. Yeah. I don't know. Like, what do you think about, do you think, for you personally, like, are you just going to carry on as normal? I mean, you've invested a lot of, you know, your time and years into the company.
So, well, I watched your video, like pretty much
Okay.
everyone here. And I think for my tier, you know, right now I'm teaching about 130 to 140 classes a month. Pretty much like you, I would have to teach 30 more classes. So I'm kind of at that point where I'm trying to decide if it's worth it, if I can do it. Do I want to lose that $50? Am I just kind of going to take it? Or am I going to get up earlier? And now I kind of think it's going to be split depending on the time change. So right now, I think I probably can add those classes back in to break even, as frustrating as it is. But when the time changes, and then it would be even earlier, you know, I would have to be getting up at like 2:30 or 3 a.m. Probably not going to do that.
Are you a mock class mentor, did you say? Sorry.
No, I'm just a mentor and an online coach.
Okay.
But if you are just trying to be worth anything throughout the rest of the day, you know, you can't be getting up that early. Because on top of all this with VIPKid, I'm a homeschool mom. You know, I've got 3 kids at home, got a house, got to get food, all that stuff. So I don't know. I think half the year I probably will try to make it you know, for that month, and half the year I won't.
Right. Do you work with any other companies, Melissa, or have you ever thought about that?
I do not.
No.
I am signed on as an OutSchool teacher. I have been an OutSchool teacher for a little over a year. And I've taught maybe 3 classes with them, but I mean, it's a time thing for me. I don't have time to come up with those classes and advertise them and do everything else I'm doing. So it's kind of gone to the wayside.
What's your thought on, like, VIPKid's a company, they can do what they want, we're just contractors, versus how dare you, we're valuable people that put our effort and time. Like, there's so many polar opposites of this discussion, like that I see on Facebook and that people talk about. It's like, I find myself flip-flopping. Like, part of me is like, yeah, we're independent contractors. Like, this is our business. Like, we, you know, have to take the swings and blows as they come and adjust. And I do believe that. I think that, you know, this is a great time for us to say, hey, this is not specifically our job. This is our business. And we need to now decide, where are we valued and where are we going to put our time, and where are we going to, you know, be fulfilled. And, you know, if it's still with VIPKid and you take the pay cut and you still work and you're working for less and you're happy with that, then that's okay. I mean, there's no judgment towards people who feel that way. It's just interesting. It'll be very interesting to see, like, how things kind of pan out over the next few weeks with VIPKid, and seeing all of this and the, you know, retaliation to it. So
I know I am interested to see that. I feel like I knew it was coming you know, when they released it for
Uh-huh.
the referrals and when we were, you know, helping people get hired under this structure, you know, it was always there that it could change anytime. And so I felt like I knew that it was coming, but that didn't change the feelings of feeling devalued or
Yeah, for
feeling like
sure.
you
It's a
were,
shock.
yeah, you
Yeah,
know, still a lot of
I know. I
builders
mean,
chats and builders channels. It was the same conversation.
yeah. When I made the video, it was only really for new teachers. And I was like, is this going to come? I'm going to be very positive about this and have a very positive angle because I still think the VIP Kid is a great part-time job. You know, I do recruit and stuff like that, but there are thousands of teachers knocking on the door right now who are willing to work for less money. And so from VIP Kids perspective, it's a business. Like they're loyal to their investors and their bottom line. And, you know, it's hard not to feel devalued, but
Yeah.
Thanks, Melissa.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming on. Cool. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. So just going to kind of truck along. Thanks so much, Melissa and Micah, for sharing your thoughts. Is Caroline, let's bring you up. Caroline made an awesome video. Hey, Caroline. I loved your video the other day.
Thank you.
Yeah, just such good quality. Please.
I love your work as well. It's fun to be here.
Yeah, awesome. So, yeah, tell us, what do you do?
Okay, so I'm on my 6th contract and I don't teach very much. I only hit that 45 classes per month. And so I'll take a $42 pay cut per month. And I think the word that can best describe me is just bummed. I don't really feel angry. It doesn't feel intense enough for me to really go out with a pitchfork, but I just feel kind of bummed. I used to tell people that the only bad part of this job was that I wasn't eligible for a raise ever. So you just kind of feel like you're on the hamster wheel and you can't ever move forward. But I've seen VIP Kid respond to teachers positively with so many other things. So I thought maybe, just maybe, and it didn't turn out that way. So I'm bummed. But it's life, and I'm more on the lines of they got to do what they got to do to survive. I mean, it's a tough world out there.
Right. I think it's like that fine line of saying, okay, $40, $50, whatever. For some, it's even more. I mean, I've seen some comments. Someone said they're taking a $247 pay cut. I don't really know. I don't know how I haven't done the math, but I don't know if they're totally understanding the structure. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't either.
Not a mathematician.
You know, those are big numbers, but you know, like you, I could never get the raise because I don't teach peak hours and I moved to short notice. So I'm quite happy with that. And, you know, when I look at what new teachers are coming in with, I'm like, well, I'm pretty blessed. Do I feel valued by the company? No. I mean, did I ever not? I don't know. I just keep my head down, do the job. I've done a lot of promoting for VIP Kid in my recruiting, and I feel like I've poured a lot into it. And it all started for me when they took away the referral milestones back in October, and they restructured the referral program. And I thought, what's going on here? This was something that you like explicitly promoted for so long, and now it feels like we're being punished for something that you were encouraging us to do.
Yeah,
so, I don't know. And then
did you have a warning on that, or did it kind of come out of the blue when they changed it?
With the referral thing, I don't know. I heard rumblings about it from a few brand ambassadors, but I didn't think that it was going to be like as like drastic as it was. So, you know, I mean, I don't know. So what are you doing? Like, are you just going to keep on teaching, doing your thing?
I'm going to jump on the OutSchool bandwagon. It's going to be a slow process for me. I'm a mom of 3, and I'm not going to be devoting much time to OutSchool, but little by little, I'm going to chip away and see if I can develop some classes for that. I feel like this is my thought. I think that with having my kids suddenly homeschooling due to COVID-19, I feel like parents everywhere's minds are totally opened to online education. And I think we should capitalize on that as online educators. I just this morning saw someone on Facebook talking about how teaching online requires so much energy and it's so hard to keep the students' attention. And I think that VIP Kid teachers are experts at doing that. And even if homeschooling our kids is no longer an issue come fall, I still think that parents will be looking for more and more online classes. They're used to it now. They they want really great teachers. And so I think we need to flow down the river and be nimble and ready to move, whether it's OutSchool. And I would highly predict there are going to be other things similar to OutSchool pop up. And we need to be adaptable. And I was not. I was like VIPKid focused.
Yeah. And I mean, my goodness, OutSchool.
Or I'm probably not going to change really anything that I'm doing with VIPKid, but I want to add in and stay more nimble, basically.
Yeah. Awesome. And like OutSchool felt like it came out of nowhere last month, but it's been around for a while.
I know.
And you know how many others have been around for a while that we just don't know about. There really is so much out there. This is not the end of online education.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning. Have the glory days come and gone with VIPKid? Maybe. I mean, the good days of bonuses, incentives, you know, PPT incentives, easy to book short notice classes. I mean, when I started 2 years ago, when did you say you started?
So let's see, I'm on my 6th contract. Does that mean it's 3 years in the fall?
3 years. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know about you, but like classes weren't difficult to book.
Oh,
especially
I know.
Three years ago, you would have found it. I mean, I literally was literally fully booked from the first day. So, you know, those days are not the same for new teachers. And it's so hard because I do work with a lot of referrals, and I have to, you know, be upfront and realistic that this is a great part-time job right now. It's going to take a while to build something up, but you can still be successful with it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
one more quick thing I wanted to mention. And I don't want this to sound really Pollyanna and extra positive, but I try to think of it this way. If someone offered me the job under these current circumstances, would I take the job? And I would totally take the job. I would think, really? That's great. So it's more the principle of the thing. The job is still going to be good. And I'm still going to enjoy it, of course. And anyway, so that's that.
And I totally respect people that say, no, I wouldn't. But you have to also look at the fact that this can be a real blessing and an answer to so many people's prayers in this time. And so, I love your positivity. Thank you. There's so much negativity. I can't even, honestly, today I went to look for comments. There are, I would say, thousands
oh my God.
Of posts on Facebook. And it's like, I don't know, we're still professionals. Like, you know, I'm not going to like, personally, I don't know how I feel about this June the 20th thing about closing classes. That's something that has been tossed around, that the whole company's not opening on June the 20th. I mean, I respect anybody that wants to not do that or to do that. But and also the feedback thing, like being negative and telling parents that teachers are going to pick up. I mean, I don't know. Everyone, I think it's just good to be positive, and I like your angle. So, and you have a great YouTube channel. I wanted you to be able to share your channel.
I appreciate it. It's been new as of this year, and I'm enjoying the hobby. So find me at Teacher Caroline Wise. Thanks, Tim.
Awesome. Thanks, Caroline. See ya. All right. Thank you so much, Caroline. That was great. I love the positive angle, and I think that's so important. Kaelyn. Hi, Kaelyn.
Hi, Tim. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
You're the last one. Thanks for waiting. I might have somebody else, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm so glad I had like 4 or 5 folks come. So that's awesome. Yeah. So tell us about you.
Okay. Well, so I've been with VIPKid for about 2 years now, almost 2 years. But I also have a couple of other companies that I work for. So I have been working with iTutor Group for almost a year as well. And then also I just started on with OutSchool. Just like everybody else out there, I started and I'm just starting doing some classes. So, so I mean, to me, I kind of just have always felt that we need to be, like Caroline said, adaptable. And so I've kind of just gone in. I try to keep my expectations really low. So, I sort of thought that this may be coming anyway. And so, you know, it's definitely disappointing. I think it's really disheartening just because people, you know, pour their hearts and souls into this. They love their kids and their students. They go out and buy all these props. They get up early. And so there's no way for it to not be disappointing. But at the same time,
even if it's just a few dollars, there's still the feeling like, I don't know.
Yeah. A little punch to the gut.
Like, but totally. I mean, okay, I can suck up $40, but I just think it's the message that it sends too.
Right.
And like, you know, as I was just saying to someone before, that I think this is a great time to start thinking about, you know, I saw someone on Instagram put, this is not a job, this is a business. And, you know, I left my job because I didn't want to work at a brick and mortar school anymore. And I left that job to work at home and try to create some income at home. I found VIPKid. And I think so many teachers fell into the, I am loyal for life, and this is all, and then wanted more from them than what they were willing to give in terms of an employee and employer relationship. But we are just contractors. We sign that contract, and this is the ebb and flow of the business.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, and I'm in the same boat. I used to work in the schools as a school psychologist, and honestly, I felt maybe more undervalued there than I do here. So to me, this is still, I think it's an awesome opportunity, and it's still, you know, they have to do what they have to do from a business side, and we all have to do what we have to do from our side of things to make the kind of money that we want to make. So it does just make sense just to be adaptable, to see what else is out there and make it work, you know, to however you have to. They're going to do what they need to do, and we need to do what we need to do.
Adaptable. I think that's the name of the game. Good stuff. Yeah. So moving forward, you're going to stay with VIPKid. You said you're with Outschool.
Yeah, I just started with Outschool. I've always said I will always stay with VIPKid. They were the first company that I found. So I've always been really grateful to them, just because I love being able to be at home and work from home. And I do think they're a really good company. I think that they do a lot of things right, you know, compared to some of the other companies out there. They do have their advocacy team. So who knows, they may change things again in the future. They seem to do a good job of listening to their teachers. So I'm definitely going to stay on with them. I mean, I'm going to kind of feel it out and see how to make it work moving forward. But there's so many other options out there. So nobody's stuck. I mean, you can find other teaching jobs or other online opportunities. So
absolutely. I've seen you in videos. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do. Yeah. Yeah. It's called Hello Katie. I just started earlier this year too.
Awesome. Okay. I'll get everyone to I'll put your links down below so people can find you. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for being willing to come on. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Have a good day.
You too.
See you, Kaelyn.
Bye.
Kristen's classroom. I thought you left us.
I had to reset my Wi-Fi.
Okay. I'm trying to move quickly, and I was like, she's gone. Oh no, she got bored.
It looked like I was in and out on the StreamYard, didn't I?
I was like, she's out. All right, done. I guess this thing is over. Anyway,
I saw you drinking coffee. I had to get some, so I went downstairs. So welcome.
Amy, awesome. Amy just wrote, we're treated more as employees and independent contractors. We deserve a say. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's like, I'm not sure. Are we treated as employees? I think we're definitely not employees. We're independent contractors, but I think it's what do you think?
I think because we are so emotionally invested in our students and we see them not as just a 25-minute time block, we feel more like employees because the emotional investment. But yeah, just like you said, we are not employees. We are not getting that paid time off. We are not getting those benefits or salary. So I can see as a teacher feeling more like an employee, especially if you're a classroom teacher like myself. You are emotionally invested in those kids and you care about those kids and you think about them even when you are not in the classroom with them. So I can see both sides.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Melissa says, I should have gotten coffee. Yes, you should have, Melissa. Well, it's good to meet you. I've never chatted with you face to face, so that's awesome.
Oh, you too.
You did a great video yesterday, so I know you have thoughts. And if you haven't checked out Kristen's channel, where have you been?
Well, I feel like the people you've interviewed so far have great perspectives. A lot of them are stay-at-home moms. I represent the people who are brick and mortar teachers who have just finished remote teaching and learning how to remote teach from March 13th till yesterday. And now here in the States, we are dealing with, are we going to have a job next year, especially for arts, science, music teachers? So to have, for my situation, I guess, I've already been told that I'm not going to have supplementals in school. So my pay cut at school is already happening. I'm going to be making about a 8 to 10% less than I did this past school year. So to have that and then literally 3 days later be told, oh yeah, by the way, you're also joining the tier system. Oh, excuse me. So August 1st is just going to be the best month
slap
ever.
On the left, slap on the right, right?
I'm getting it from both sides. If you have any other brick and mortar teachers in this chat, let us know. Like, is your school system cutting you guys as well? Every day in the news, I'm seeing like, Boston, Massachusetts school districts are furloughing all of the specials teachers. So anybody who's teaching a specials class, they're going to get a contract offer for fall of 2021. And I'm just sitting here waiting like, is that going to be me? And I've done some OutSchool application, as you saw on that vlog. My first OutSchool class is this Wednesday. And from an actor's point of view, I do a lot of voiceover stuff, but that is not like a frenzy on a Sunday, let's see what I can get. That is I'm putting myself out there and submitting and bidding sort of deal. So it's not a dependable income. It really is this going to come to me? I hope so.
Yeah. So I saw in your description of your video, referral code, what did you say?
I was so upset when I was editing that video. That was finally when I saw that other teachers had made videos. Teacher Casey, who's in here, she messaged me, and I was doing a voice lesson over Zoom, not OutSchool, but because here in Columbus, I do musicals, kids see like, oh, Kristen does musicals, and they like read my bio and follow me on different socials. Parents, since kids have been home, have been asking to do like voice lessons online. So it's kind of like OutSchool without the 30% taken from me, which is great. Right. But Casey messaged me and said, hey, did you get this email? And I hadn't yet. And she sent me a screenshot. So I'm doing this voice lesson. The second it ends, I pull up this screenshot. And then before even like checking out YouTube, I go to the VIPKid education page, which was just on fire that day. Yeah. And I just sat down and filmed a reaction. And then as I was editing that video, you are correct. I'm going to go into my video. Normally in any VIPKid video on my channel, it says like how to apply. Here's my referral code. This video that I made about this, which is called The Downfall of VIPKid, because that's personally what I think this is going to be, especially for veterans. It says referral code, please reconsider. Apply to VIPKid, go somewhere else. Now, those were really written
I was like, wow.
in anger.
I want to hear what she's got to say. I was like, interesting, because I still recruit, and it's still like a small income stream for me. And I still do think that it's a great, look, people still are looking for stuff. So I still think that it's a great job. Is it like, okay, the downfall of VIPKid? Maybe, like, we don't know. I don't know. It can, like someone was saying earlier, Caroline was saying, like, if she got offered this and never had been with VIPKid before and wanted to get into it, like, she'd be like, yes, please. Some people would say, no way. Like, I'm not interested at all. And I totally get that too. So
new teachers aren't going to know the way it was. Like, this is my second year in classroom teaching. And what I hear from everyone on my staff is, you should have been here 5 years ago. It was great. And here, watching your other teachers here discuss with you, you guys are right. There are going to be teachers that are going to come in. They're not going to know any different. Some just want to be with their kids and they don't care about that. So yes, I still think that referring and getting people that information is important. I just feel bad that for the last 2 years, I'm just like you. I joined in January of 2018, and it was like my saving grace after being laid off from corporate America. And I was telling everybody, this is a great job. If you aren't being respected as a teacher, or in my case, I was an actor, and I kept saying, guys, why are you waiting tables between auditions when you could be working online, saving your body for that dance call? Because when you wait tables all day and then go to auditions, like, your body's just destroyed. So I said, why not just sit at home and teach kids? This is great. You're going to make over like $20 an hour. You're not going to get that other places in the city. And I did my calculation. I'm going to lose $525 a year, and $525 a year will be my pay cut when this all takes place.
Yeah, that's.
I know, and part of me is like, Kristen, you're a go-getter. Just teach more classes. But when I want to start doing like more OutSchool, I want to be able to, I'm a very big time blocker, as you've probably seen on my YouTube channel. I live and breathe on Google Calendar, and my sleep is very important, especially if I have to wake up and sound really on for a voiceover call. I don't want to be awake at 5 a.m. to get that extra hour of teaching and then not perform as well at other sides of like side income that I'm trying to get into, if that makes any sense.
Yep, for sure. I mean, it goes back to what Micah was saying about health, and when we were talking about I get concerned for teachers that are going to chase those higher numbers just to break even at the cost of what? Because this was a job I got into to work less and work smarter, not work more and harder and at the cost of my health. Like, I don't teach a lot of classes, you know, and I think I've always been a big proponent of diversifying, and I've always had other companies on the side, and like, you know, I talk a lot about VIPKid and things like that, and that's this OutSchool thing looks really cool. So
you would do great on OutSchool, says the girl who's taught one class. You would do great. They're actually really good. I was surprised. I thought it had to be very structured.
I am unable to work for them because I don't live in America, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, or Ireland. So I can't even teach for them. It has to do with the background checks. They don't allow background checks from other countries.
Gotcha.
I'm sure there's a loophole around that, but I haven't quite figured it out.
You know what? If anyone's going to figure it out, it's going to be you. You're going to figure it out.
If anybody knows of a loophole, let me know.
Yeah, put it in the chat. I thought OutSchool had to be like very structured. I thought it had to be like math and science and like had to follow a core curriculum. Yeah. And now I'm seeing like how to draw a butterfly. How like Disney trivia night. I was like, oh,
totally.
This is cool because I used to work on cruise ships, so we had to like run the trivia every couple days. The singers would rotate, so like we would have different people, and we used to have to do trivia. That's where I got any kind of like hosting experience because they threw when you work on a cruise ship, they're like, well, you're already here, we're already paying you, do all of these things. So that's actually where I got my first voiceover gig. I got my first hosting experience, and then you do that for 7 ships, and after a while, you're like, well. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, totally agree. I think it's, and I'm very interested to see how VIPKid handles this. Maybe they'll say nothing. I don't know.
My 2 interests are VIPKid, and ironically, I want to see how Nancy Taylor handles this because she is very graceful in taking news, good and bad. Like she took the milestone, the referral milestone program. I thought she was going to be so upset, and she texted me like the day after it happened, and she was just like, it's a new challenge. It's a new thing to learn. It's a new way to go. And I was like, I looked at my phone. I was like, what are you? What is happening?
I know. I was like, I also texted her about 2 weeks after. I was like, what do you think about this? And she was so positive about it. And, you know, made me kind of, not get too, and a lot of teachers that were worried about it, not get too flustered with it. That, you know, for those of us that had YouTube videos with the referral link, there was the whole, you know, you can't do that, but you can, but you can't, but you can. So anyway.
I know. Cool. Are you staying with VIPKid? I heard you asking everybody else, but I didn't hear you say it yourself.
Oh, I am. Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to keep doing, I just do short notice. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And, you know, I have VIPKid and the back burner as well. And so I mean, I don't plan on leaving, and I still think that this, who knows? I have this like positive outlook that VIPKid is going to maybe reassess this, but maybe I'm completely wrong. So I think we're all very like knee-jerk reaction right now, and as with anything that's drastic, like let's just be calm, let it settle. You know, it's not actually going to come into play for me until January of next year because I signed a contract in June. And then January. So technically, it's actually not even on the cards for 2020.
Yeah, I signed my contract.
If I'm reading it correctly.
I think you are, because I signed my contract for contract 6, June 30th, like literally 1 month from right now. So I will have one more contract. And I thought about, like, do I leave? Do I not leave? Because you know this. Were you ever a teacher in the classroom? Yes, you were a brick and mortar teacher. And I feel like teachers are always, at least in my experience, like overworked, underpaid, and just feel devalued, not by everyone, but over time. And for a while I thought maybe I should leave and just take a stance. And then I calmed down, finished writing that description box we already talked about, and then thought it might not be in your best interest to leave if you are already going to be budgeting a pay cut from your brick and mortar job on top of, you know, VIPKid, and maybe you are going to be furloughed. We don't know what's going to happen over here in the States with specials teachers.
Right.
Maybe you shouldn't throw that egg out of your basket. Maybe you should just keep it here.
No. Yeah, totally not. I mean, I see people saying, like, even before all this, like, I'm quitting VIPKid and I'm not signing my next contract. I'm like, why? you don't have to teach any classes. Like,
they might be angry. I feel like people are going to say that, and then over time, like,
yeah.
I mean, if they still have 3 months on that contract, you can't just throw your contract away and walk away. I think you have to let it fizzle out. So maybe they'll stay.
I don't know, maybe, but I think like if there's no minimum hours, I mean, and it's still, for me, it's nothing's guaranteed, but it's pretty reliable for me. So like it's kind of I don't rely on referral money for a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
not.
I do kind of rely right now until, you know, something else happens for me, that I do rely on VIPKid. So, and you know, GoGoKid and other companies are good options, and there's lots of interesting opportunities out there, and emerging companies and companies that are, you know, doing different things. But you know, the grass isn't always, what's that expression?
The grass is always greener on the other side.
The grass is always greener on the other side. Yeah. I mean, so for me, I'll stay put for now. So
my one little fun fact of the day is I got an email from somebody from the head office literally yesterday morning. No, I'm sorry, Friday morning, before all this went out. It was somebody from the office. I'd never spoke to them. And they said, Kristen, we found your Instagram page or whatever. We want to use some of your pictures. We're going to start a new summer 2020 ad campaign, and we want to feature teachers in America. And they sent me like the exact 3 pictures they wanted. It was like me with my guitar teaching VIPKid, me with a dyno. They just said, hey, we want to know, we're not paying you any extra. We just need to know, can we use your pictures? And I know, right? And I thought like, oh, how nice. They're going to be like pushing out to different, you know, students and kids. And then this whole email came out, and I thought, they're not pushing out to just kids. They're going to be pushing out to new teachers for the potential that current teachers will be leaving. I mean, I told them they could use it. It was fine. It was very much like, oh, that's so nice of you. And then like 5 hours later, it was a plan. They're going to use these pictures, which is fine. I mean,
interesting.
I know.
So someone from VIPKid head office reached out to you?
Yes.
Cool.
I can actually, do I have it still? I'm not sure if I still have it on or in my inbox. Now it's buried somewhere, but it was just literally somebody like, hey, Kristen, EWS, which are my letters, you know, we followed you on Instagram. We just want to know, can we use these 3 pictures? Like, yes or no. There was like no money involved, like nothing else. Just, we want to know. And that was it.
Yeah. Interesting.
So they are watching.
Let us know. Yeah. What comes of that?
So if you are going to like say things about VIPKid, I would just put out the air of caution that they are watching you. Like,
totally.
I'm not sitting here being like, don't do it.
They might even be here right now.
Yeah, I mean, there is a chance that this isn't me being like, oh, they chose me. This is me literally being like, this is actual proof that they are watching you, and they could. I mean, this is just take it or leave it. What happened to me, and I figured I would share it. Or if anybody else has ever had someone from the head office reach out to them, I know teacher Angela says that they used her picture in an ad over in China without asking her.
Yeah, she's on like a bus or something. I mean, I'd be like, hey, use it if you want. I mean, it's all, you know, I wouldn't necessarily care. I think it's kind of cool. I did bring her to China. She like saw it on a bus. She's like, wait, that's me in Beijing.
That'd be so, like, you go over there and they're like, oh, you're that girl, or you're that guy. And you're like, what are you talking about? But yeah. So if anybody's going to put stuff about VIPKid anywhere on the internet, just know it's the internet. So. Yeah.
It's so true. So true. We've got to be careful. Thank you, Kristen.
You're welcome.
On for so long. No, not you. You haven't been going on for so long. I mean, just this live stream. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for coming.
Of course. Thank you guys. Take care. Be safe. Do I have to click exit, or you're going to exit me?
I'm going to remove you in 3, 2, 1.
Bye.
Gone. VIPKid Health. Micah says, I low-key troll VIPKid Life and Rika. Yes. Actually, I just found out that Rika she's like an Instagram influencer. I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? She does makeup. If you guys know Rika, she's the social media girl in San Francisco that does a lot of the Facebook lives and the Instagram lives. And yeah, she's social media. I can't remember the other guy's name. Anyway, she has a Instagram page all about, I think it's beauty tips and stuff like that. So yeah, Charles says, thank you. I've been trying to Melissa says, bye, everyone. Bye, Melissa. Charles says, thank you, Kristen. Yes, thank you so much, Kristen. thank you so much to all the people that came on. Melissa, Kristen, Micah, Caroline, Kaelyn. I so appreciate you. This has made this live so much more fun for me, and hopefully so much more fun for everybody watching. I did not get a chance to answer even close to the number of questions I wanted to, but if there's any questions, you're gonna have to put them down right now, or if you just wanna vent, please do that. I think some takeaways for me, if I'm gonna try to summarize this, is that right now, with this news that just came out, we need to be sensitive to everybody in this community. We don't know what people are going through. I don't know what, teacher Kristen is going through, or what Charles is going through, or anybody who has strong opinions on this. And it's so important to be compassionate and just listen. I see so much on Facebook that is full of anger, hate, and outright rudeness, and it's just pretty disgusting, to be honest. People with all sorts of opinions that are just so negative towards people that have certain views. Everyone is on their own journey with this, and everyone is willing to accept different things. And if this is something that you cannot accept, then you need to make that decision for yourself and decide if you're going to head down a different path, which you are totally okay and entitled or have the right to do, or is this something that you can accept? And going back to, maybe I mentioned this earlier, but I'm really focusing on things that I can control. I cannot control VIPKid's decision to do this, right? But I can control my reaction to it. I can control what I'm going to do moving forward. How am I going to invest my time? Where am I going to invest my time? I am still going to stay with VIPKid, but I'm also always about diversifying and continuing to build this business of mine, and look for other ways to make money and other avenues to spend my time in. I might put less effort into VIPKid or less classes as time goes on. We'll see. I'm really not making any decisions right now, and I think it's going to be interesting for all of us to watch in the future, coming months, how VIPKid handles this reaction, and if they care or not. I think if they don't do anything about it, the message is clear that they care about their bottom line. They are a big business now. The glory days are over. They care about their investors, and they care about the money that they are, trying. I've heard from someone recently that they never made a profit. And so, hey, I think they cared about us a lot in the beginning. Now they're at a stage where they are large enough to kind of do what they want. I mean, we've seen that with incentives being taken away, with referral programs being taken away. Now with VIPKid teachers across the board being paid $750 base pay per class, where it used to be pretty much a minimum of 8 and up. So we've seen a lot of major changes lately. So VIPKid said, I think they have flawed logic. VIPKid will make it more and more difficult for them to hit those numbers. I didn't see Sarah's comment. They would never exist in the old community, right? Yeah, Dana says kindness is cool. Totally agree with you, Dana. Absolutely, kindness is definitely the way to go. And being optimistic, being positive, and just, again, what can you control right now? You can control your reaction. You can control the things in your own life and where you spend your time. I feel terrible for those that are negatively affected by this, which is the vast majority of us. And I feel worse for those that are really taking this personally, and finding it really hard to grapple with this love for VIPKid and this loyalty to their students and this desire to continue to want to pour 100% effort into these classes, to a company that's just kind of said, hey, we don't really care about you as much anymore. You're disposable. There's 1,000 people knocking at our door to come in, and who wants to do a work slowdown June the 20th? Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. I saw this in a group that June the 20th, they're talking about not opening slots. I mean, I'm not going to weigh in on that in terms of my opinion. I'll just leave that out there. People can make their own decisions as to whether or not they participate in something like that. Again, it's that. I'm not going to touch that. Anyway, anyone else have any comments or questions? It's been going on for a long time, and I'm so grateful for the over 60 people that came and wanted to chat and hang out. I hope this was valuable. Let me know if you felt this was a positive thing for you and you appreciated hearing different perspectives. I would love to know how you feel about it. Yeah, and I'm going to link everybody down below as well who came and shared their opinions, because I think they have great channels too and worth checking out and following. So Robin says, positive energy can make a difference in anything. Move forward with God. Cool. Bianca says, I'm glad we got to enjoy it during the glory days. Yes. And look, I just want to end this by saying VIPKid is not a horrible company from my perspective. I think what they've done is kind of horrible, but they've provided all of us a place to work from home. And now we're learning about other opportunities. And VIPKid is still a great company to get on with if you're looking for part-time work, if you're looking to work at home. You know, I still believe in this community, and I still believe that there's so much great positivity and so much great support and so much great learning, and so many amazing people to learn from. And I've made some great friends in this venture over the last couple of years and met some wonderful students, and I'm so grateful for it. So I'm kind of torn, if I'm really honest, and sort of really reflect. I'm torn as to my feelings about it all, because I do love VIPKid. Kristen says, what do you mean? Tim, make VIPKid Glory Days merch. Oh, t-shirts. Yes, coming next week. No, that would be great. Those were the days. Kristen said, I would buy a t-shirt that remembers the good old days. Okay, you can design it. I'll figure out marketing it or something. All right, guys, you are awesome. Thank you so much for coming. It's been so fun. I'm so glad that this worked out on StreamYard. You have no idea. I was so nervous beforehand. I was like testing it like gazillion times. I was just so worried that something was going to go wrong. So I'm so glad we're all able to hang out. And that's what's so great about this community. You are all wonderful. Stay positive, stay classy, and have a great day. Leave me a comment below. If I didn't highlight your question or your comment, I'm really sorry. I would love to see what you were saying below. So just reiterate it or send me an email. All my information will be in the description of this video, as well as the wonderful teachers that came on. So cool. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye. Thank you for sticking around. If it is morning for you, probably is. Have a great day. Hope you have a restful Sunday, whatever you are doing. I am going to go to bed because, as you can see, this is one of my windows, and it is pitch dark out there because it's 11 o'clock at night. And I'm starting to feel a little bit tired. So, yep. Thank you, Bianca, for coming. Thank you, Robin. Mom Teacher 3. What about instead? I'm sorry, I can't stop reading the comments. What about instead of hurting the students on June the 20th, send mass emails, messages, and snail mail? After all, it's about the policies, not the clients. Yeah, I will not be doing anything negative to affect my students, but I will be letting my voice be heard. And so I hope this was one avenue for our voices to be heard, continue to speak, and continue to be respectful and compassionate to your colleagues who are going through different things that you may not be going through. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.